Hey, what's up guys? I'm Ben with Rough Country, and today we're working on a 2012 stock Jeep JK. Now the owner of this Jeep wants to get a set of 33-inch tall tires on, and the tire he selected is a Nitto Trail Grappler. Now Nitto's running a little tall, so we're going to be installing Rough Country's 3¼ inch lift kit. It comes with new coil springs, performance 2.2 shocks, coil spacers, a rear track bar bracket, sway bar links, and brake line extension brackets. Now let's get to the install. Alright, our first step is to remove the front sway bar link. Next we'll be removing all of the factory brake line brackets on the frame rail and just below the coil perch. Once those are off, we can remove our front shock. Now on the lower mount it's simply a bolt, but on the upper, to access the fasteners on the top, you're going to have to cut out this little flap. Once you've got that removed, you can put a wrench on the stud on top of the shock and back that out of there. Now our first piece we're actually going to install that comes with this kit is our brake line extension bracket. Now you see he took the hard line there and he bent it. He took the 90 out of it and ran it straight across the frame rail. Then he fastens it to our bracket with the factory hardware and it's extended. Now our brake lines are extended, no chance of overextending and rupturing them or damaging them. We'll go ahead and pull out our coil spring and we're going to install our 3/4 inch spacer and the factory isolator just over the bump stop. With both the spacer and the isolator installed, we can put in our 2.5 inch coil. Now if you're having trouble getting that longer coil spring in, remember you can remove the track bar bolt and give yourself a little more room to get that coil spring in. With our coil spring in, we can now install our new performance 2.2 shock that Rough Country provides in the kit. And once the shock is installed, you can go ahead and place that cool looking 2.2 decal on the shock. Now we're going to move to the rear and we're going to remove our lower shock bolt. And once that shock bolt is out, that's going to free up the axle a little bit. But next we're going to remove our rear sway bar link completely. We're going to take that to the front of the Jeep and install this link on the front of the Jeep. Back to the rear teardown, we're going to remove our brake line brackets off the frame rail just like the front. Next we'll remove our factory coil spring. Once that coil spring's out, we're going to remove the axle side track bar bolt just to make it a little easier to get that rear coil spring in with the spacer. Once the coil is in with our spacer, we're going to install the Rough Country Performance 2.2 shocks. We'll tighten down those bolts, put our sweet looking decal on there. And next we're going to actually remove the frame side track bar bolt. And with that bolt out, we can pull the track bar down completely. Next we'll install the rear track bar relocation bracket. You see the bracket slips right over that factory mount, and you're going to install the sleeve into the original track bar mount. That sleeve just strengthens that factory or original mount. With all of our bolts in, we won't tighten them just yet. We'll go ahead and install the track bar into that frame mount, then we'll tighten down all of our bolts. Once the track bar is tight on the frame side, we'll go ahead and install our rear sway bar links. Now these are the sway bar links that are provided in the kit. With the sway bar links on, we'll tighten those down, and that's good to go. And our last piece that we'll install is actually the Rough Country brake line brackets for the rear. Very similar to the front, they simply go into the factory mounting on the frame rail, and you'll use the factory bracket to extend on the lower mount of our piece. Here we've got the front complete, new shocks, new coil springs with the isolators on top of the coils, and new sway bar links up front. And on the rear of the Jeep, same thing, new sway bar links, new coil springs, coil spacer, and there's your track bar bracket as well. Now we've got our 3¼ inch kit installed in the Jeep, running 33-inch tires, and we go from this to this. It's a much better looking Jeep now, plenty of tire clearance. As always, for Rough Country Suspensions, I'm Ben, and we'll see you later.